I'm Daniel.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Margaret.
I'm Jack.
I'm Chris, and this is Lucy on Tech.
The story of Enactus DCU this year has been one motivated by the idea of empowering the inner entrepreneur. With this core concept at the heart of each of our initiatives, we have run more projects, made deeper impacts, and generated more revenue than ever before.
Following a successful experience at the Enactus World Cup, we returned to DCU inspired. We have created social enterprises that place our target audiences at the very heart of each project.
This year, we have worked passionately on 5 different projects. Well on the way, Campbell Crafts, Second Scoop, HeadstARTs, and Plan B. We will present 3 of those to you today.
Through our theme of empowering the inner entrepreneur, we are enabling people to improve their own livelihoods by giving them the skills and the opportunities to run their own enterprises.
We have enabled progress in projects new and old. To start, allow us to give you an update on Enactus DCU's most loved project, HeadstARTs.
HeadstARTs is a creative initiative that provides a platform to people with intellectual disabilities to channel their inner creativity, meet new people, and develop a whole range of new social skills. Since HeadstARTs was founded in 2012, Enactus DCU have provided music, drama, dance, and art classes to people with intellectual disabilities on a week.
Hasn't this project been presented for the past 4 years?
Yes, but this has easily proved to be our most successful year yet, taking in a revenue of €2,212. Taking on feedback from the Enactus World Cup, we saw the opportunity to remodel HeadstARTs as a franchise. As a franchisee, social entrepreneurs received the HeadstARTs branding, handbook, and a visit from the HeadstARTs team to offer structured training before classes begin.
7% of our franchisees' net profit returns to HeadstARTs Ireland to ensure economic sustainability and future growth. Following our successful pilot franchise at NUI Galway, in the next 4 months, HeadstARTs will be up and running in 3 brand new locations, including Marino, Maynooth, and Belmullet, County Mayo.
Our goal of empowering the inner entrepreneur will be realised as TY students oversee the implementation and management of HeadstARTs in Our Lady Secondary School Belmullet from September. Through our training, we provide these students with the tools they need to share the joy of HeadstARTs into their communities.
And as we like to say at Enactus DCU, if HeadstARTs can be run in Belmullet, it can be run anywhere. We can't wait to see where the amazing HeadstARTs team can bring this movement and help create more moments just like these. Next up is our second project, Second Scoop.
There are currently over 3,800 people in the prison system in Ireland. Of these prisoners, over 62% will reoffend within 3 years of their release.
When people leave prison, they face discrimination and a lack of employment opportunities. They rarely receive the necessary support to help them reintegrate into our society. Before they're even released, the odds are already stacked against them.
Improving the situation will benefit all of society. The yearly cost to the Irish taxpayer for just one prisoner is nearly €70,000.
From our needs assessment with Care After Prison, we heard stories just like Stan's, a 26-year-old former prisoner looking for his second chance at life. Further research showed Stan needed economic stability and a way to truly feel part of his community.
At World Cup, we saw the opportunity to initiate a collaboration with Ben & Jerry's. And in January, we were invited to their headquarters in London for a brainstorming session. With their love for ice cream and ours for social enterprise, we arrived at a solution. Through the existing Ben & Jerry's brand, Second Scoop offers ex-prisoners the opportunity to start their own ice cream enterprise.
At Enactus DCU, we gave Stan the tools to allow him to manage his own enterprise. Stan came to DCU low-skilled, unmotivated, and weighed down by stigma, coupled with a scarcity of opportunities. But we've helped to change that. Alongside the Enactus DCU team, Stan has developed vital sales, marketing, and finance skills to become the entrepreneur we knew he could be.
75% of our net profit goes directly to our ex-prisoner. The other 25% ensures the economic sustainability of the project. This is a sustainable enterprise that is improving the livelihood of an ex-prisoner who otherwise would not have these opportunities.
Our target market is comprised of university, corporate, and public events. Using the existing Ben & Jerry's supply chain, we purchase from our wholesaler at a 35% discount.
At our events, we offer a choice of 2 pricing models. In Model 1, we charge our customer a flat fee for an agreed number of units, while in Model 2, we charge every event attendee per scoop after collecting a nominal fee from the event organiser.
Stan's first sales event was held on the DCU campus during exam week, the perfect opportunity to relieve student stress.
While this enterprise is still in the launch phase, it has already had a huge impact on Stan. The business skills picked up from working alongside the Enactus DCU team have empowered Stan and will enable him to run Second Scoop as a sustainable business.
Successfully interacting with students showed Stan that he really does have a second chance in our society. This goes a long way to breaking down the stigma surrounding ex-prisoners. And although Stan once committed a crime that damaged our society, he has now come full circle and is now providing society with one of the greatest joys there is, ice cream.
We have empowered the inner entrepreneur in Stan by equipping him with the skills and the belief that he can successfully run his very own business and stay out of the prison system for good.
Lowering the recidivism rates in Ireland will be a massive benefit for Irish society. Rather than draining resources, people like Stan can add to them. This is why Second Scoop is both a socially and economically sustainable project.
And it's going to be a busy summer for Second Scoop, with our next event taking place in Google on the 16th of June. Second Scoop is a scalable project with lots of potential. It has already had an enormous impact on Stan and Care After Prison, and can have an even greater impact on our society.
Let us now tell you about our next project, which is not only making impacts here in Ireland, but also on a global scale. This is well on the way.
Imagine having to leave your friends, your family, everything you know and love. Today, there are over 1,200 asylum seekers living in Ireland. People forced to leave their homes because of war and a fear of persecution.
During the asylum seeking process, these people are placed in direct provision, where they are not allowed to enter employment and depend entirely on the Irish state, receiving only €19.10 a week.
This year, we formed a partnership with the Irish Refugee Council and carried out a needs assessment to find out more about the problems these people face. We discovered that time spent in direct provision hurts both the asylum seeker and negatively impacts Irish society.
Here, they often suffer from large gaps in their CVs, a lack of confidence, and mental health issues when attempting to make Ireland their home. They rarely interact with anyone outside of the asylum-seeking community. This is not what these people came to our country for.
Through our needs assessment, it was clear that asylum seekers need outlets where they can develop social, cultural, and business skills, and where they can feel a sense of worth and belonging in their new home. At Enactus DCU, we immediately saw the opportunity to improve the livelihoods of asylum seekers in our community through our most ambitious entrepreneurial venture to date, Well on the Way.
18 months ago, Well on the Way began with the vision to end water poverty by just drinking water. This year, we pivoted from the first iteration of the project to now focus on the sale of bottled spring water. 100% of our net profits goes towards the construction of borehole concrete wells in the Democratic Republic of Congo through our local charity partner, Trocra.
During our needs assessment, we discovered that there are 663 million people in the world today without access to clean drinking water. Every €3,000 of our net profit builds one well, providing over 500 people with clean drinking water. When you drink our water, someone else can drink from a well.
This has a ripple effect that reaches far beyond thirst. Children are unable to fully engage in education as they are required to walk many miles to collect dirty, often disease-ridden water. On these lengthy journeys, along with local women, children often find themselves the victims of sexual attacks.
Well on the Way has come together with Stixie and Mandela through the Irish Refugee Council to offer business apprenticeship programs aimed exclusively at these asylum seekers. These apprenticeships are tailored to each asylum seeker that joins our team, based on what skills they have and what skills they want to learn.
Through entrepreneurial action, we are empowering Stixie and Mandla to unleash their inner entrepreneur. By working alongside the Well on the Way team, they are developing the business skills to run the enterprise and spot brand new opportunities. This offers a greatly increased chance of asylum seekers successfully integrating into our society.
Well on the Way works in a partnership with Shamrock Water, who provide our water at 17 cents per unit. Selling price varies from 22 cents up to 35 cents per unit. Distributing through wholesalers and their pre-existing supply chains helps ensure the economic sustainability of the project.
Well on the Way officially launched on March 22nd, World Water Day, and we have grown at a remarkable speed since. Through our short-term contracts and our impressive deal with TriSpace, we will have sold a total number of 81,912 units, generating revenue of €17,985 with a profit of €5,002.
Based on cash flow, our first well will begin construction by the end of July this year. But most importantly, we have directly impacted 2 asylum seekers in Stixie and Mandla, whose enthusiasm for this cause has been infectious. Not only have we enabled progress in them, but they have enabled progress in us. But don't just take our word for it. Meet Stixie and Mandla.
My name is Mandla.
Stixie. I come from Malawi.
Zimbabwe. I've been in the direct provision system for close to 2 years now.
Seeking asylum. As an asylum seeker, you are not allowed to do any work.
The main challenge that everyone faces is the idleness and boredom. I'll start with the fact that it recaptures a few memories. My life back in Africa, I'm reliving that, remembering when the days you couldn't find water. People have to walk long distances. It's real, it's reality. And sometimes when you see these things on TV, you think maybe they are just made up for the cameras, but I'm here to witness that. It's real. People live that kind of a life. And because of that, it brings a bit of an excitement to me to say, now I can be part of a project. I can contribute and actually participate.
It also gives me an opportunity of doing something with my time, sharing ideas and learning something as well. I must mention to say I was inspired to see that young men and women who think for what challenges other people in different parts of the world are facing, and they are doing something to make a difference in people's lives.
For years, the status quo in Ireland has been to lock asylum seekers away as if they were something to be feared. Skilled and resilient people who came to this country in search of a better life are often left homeless and with no prospects. Well on the Way has turned that status quo on its head. We are embracing asylum seekers and the many skills they bring.
We are directly empowering Stixie and Mandla. People who have themselves experienced water poverty are now leading the fight to end it. We are creating the most powerful impact in a full circle project, through which we will continue to tackle these 8 UN Sustainable Development Goals.
In the future, through our strong partnerships, such as Trocra and Shamrock Water, Well on the Way will sell even more and add to our existing 50 outlets.
More importantly, we're igniting a change in Stixie and Mandla and empowering them to take control and take action on a topic so close to their hearts, water poverty.
At Enactus DCU, we have been empowering the inner entrepreneur. We have provided the framework for Stan, Stixie and Mandla to take control of these enterprises and decide where they want them to go.
With HeadstARTs, we dared to innovate an already successful project. Our franchise model is already scaling its impact all across the country.
Second Scoop provides ex-prisoners with a second chance in society Not only does this project provide employment and business skills, but by placing the ex-prisoner at the heart of the community, it breaks down the stigma surrounding them. For Stan, this has opened a door he thought was shut forever.
Well on the Way is a remarkable two-fold project that makes an impact here in Ireland and in DR Congo. We are enabling people who have suffered from water poverty and are empowering them to end it.
These projects illustrate Enactus DCU's ability to see opportunity, implement entrepreneurial action, and improve livelihoods in an economically and socially sustainable way.
This year, we have invested over 8,000 hours across the largest Enactus DCU team in history.
We have generated a total revenue of over €20,000, more than every other year combined.
Today, you have seen just a fraction of what Enactus DCU has achieved this year. With the 3 projects we have presented, we have impacted 3 groups of disadvantaged people in Irish society: asylum seekers, ex-prisoners, and people with intellectual disabilities.
We have 51 direct impacts and 174 indirect impacts. But our impacts are more than figures. They are the stories behind the figures, like Stixie, Mandla, and Stan.
For the first time in a long time, these people's futures are back in their hands. We are empowering the inner entrepreneur.
We are Enactus DCU.
For Stan, you talked about the fact that he has been upskilled now in sales and marketing, and I'm just curious to know what specifically he has done to arrange future events, both from specifically on the marketing side.
Okay, so to start with the launch event that we did, we helped Stan develop skills in customer relations, in stock control, and in managing the money on the day as well. But in relation to the marketing skills, when we are doing consumer outreach and we're reaching out to different corporate events especially, because that's where our focus is at the moment, we bring Stan in and walk him through the emailing process and how to keep databases on who we've reached out to and build new merge sheets to develop who we're going to contact next. So for those direct marketing skills, that's what we've built up so far. As the brand develops, we want to launch social media campaigns, and that's another marketing element that we're hoping to bring in that's detailed in our strategic plan for the future, is to bring social media in as well.
For Well on the Way, how did you get your retail and distribution agreements, and how are Stixie and Mandla part of that in order to make it sustainable?
Yeah, so today, over the past few months, we developed those key relationships with different wholesalers, suppliers, and retailers. Stixie and Mandla joined the team about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Our process with them is to teach them the ins and outs of the business that we've learned, teach them skills we developed. The next stage, they will shadow us in our sales meetings. The stage after that, we shadow them in sales meetings until eventually they have a much firmer grip on this full sales process. At the moment, they've been sort of shadowing us in different roles and learning the ins and outs that we've learned over the past few months.
How are you going to scale this to get maybe more Stixies, Mandlas and Stans? Because there's a lot of people, obviously, that you could do similar projects for. So how are you thinking of that to get more people involved in these groups?
In regards to Second Scoop, we work with Irish charity Care After Prison. And Care After Prison deal directly with prisoners who have just left the prison system. So we provide them with a number of criteria. For example, at first, when we wanted to do our launch event, one of the criteria we put to Care After Prison was flexibility, and that we were looking for an ex-prisoner who was going to be able to work with us in coming into DCU on a model that we are still perfecting and help us to perfect that model. And I'll let one of the other lads answer in relation to Well on the Way.
Yes, for Well on the Way, we work very close to our relationship with the Irish Refugee Council. So what we do is we tailor each business apprenticeship program based on what skills and previous experience each asylum seeker has. So as the business grows and develops, we can go to the Irish Refugee Council and look for people with certain skills that we need and see how we can mash those two things together.
You'll sink one well end of July. How many wells next 12 months?
Okay, so following our growth so far in the past 3 months, we've secured the sale of 81,000 units. And taking that into consideration with our current growth rate, we expect to have sales secured for a further 400,000 units within the next 12 months. So by this time next year, we expect to have enough revenue to have 7 wells built.
Great. When asylum seekers can work in Ireland, which looks like they may be able to now, will these guys take over the business?
Yes, so we're quite excited about that recent news that asylum seekers may soon be able to earn an income. We hope by the time that law comes into place, well on the way we'll have significant revenue to pay them a salary and a wage for working with us.
Okay. If you were to just sum up like your contribution to some of these projects, it's already kicked off in a lot of cases, and you mentioned that yourself. So what was the real special things that you brought to the table this year that really kicked it into a different level? Can you pick those out?
I might take this one. I think that really started for us when we had the experience at the Enactus World Cup last September, and we had the opportunity to witness firsthand some of the Enactus countries that operate on a larger scale than Ireland, and we really took a lot from there, and that's where our theme of empowering the inner entrepreneur really came from. So how can we take these people and not only run activities with them, but be able to put them at the heart of enterprises that we are forming, so that it will come to the day where they can take those enterprises away from us and they will grow and develop.
Can I just ask about the people that you're planning to hopefully pay for their work, so the asylum seekers, when they're able to earn a living? I'm wondering what will actually pay for that, given that at the moment you're earning a profit of about 5 cents on a bottle, or maybe up to 18 cents. What will be the impact on your business model if you're actually paying people to be involved in the business?
Yes, that's very much a work in progress based on when the law comes into place. Currently, our contract with Shamrock Water states that as we grow, as we get more units, as we get more outlets, we can again work with them, see how we can change that profit margin based on units and outputs. We definitely believe